Parents, when did you know your child was different? I should have known something was off about my daughter Maya when she made her kindergarten teacher sob in the hallway, not from a meltdown or cruel words, but from what she whispered to comfort her. Mrs. Rodriguez was going through a brutal divorce, and while us parents awkwardly avoided eye contact, 8-year-old Maya walked straight up to her after class. Your husband leaving doesn't mean you're broken, she said, patting her teacher's hand. Some people just can't handle it when someone else glows brighter. Mrs. Rodriguez crumpled right there, later telling me those words saved her from ending it all that night. I thought we'd raised a little angel. I was dead wrong. A couple weeks later, Maya started making observations that made my skin crawl. Uncle Tony's eye twitches when Aunt Lisa mentions her promotion, she'd say while we're driving. Mrs. Chang next door touches her throat when people ask about her son's grades. These weren't normal kid observations. She was dissecting people like a scientist studying lab rats. Then came the questions that should have been red flags. Mom, what makes people trust you faster? How long does it take someone to forget you hurt them? I told myself she was just curious about playground drama. God, I was naive. The day I found her notebook changed everything. I was putting away her laundry when I spotted what looked like a school project. The title made my blood turn to ice. How to Control People. Maya's Complete Guide. Inside were detailed psychological profiles that would make an FBI profiler jealous. Her teacher, Miss Foster, cries in her car after bad days, gets emotional about her rescue dogs. Weakness, needs to feel important. Method, ask her opinion on everything. Her best friend's mom, fights with husband about money every Tuesday, gets defensive about her parenting. Control strategy, compliment her daughter, then suggest expensive activities she can't say no to without looking bad. But the entry about her grandmother made me want to throw up. Grandma blames herself for grandpa dying alone at the hospital. Gets shaky when I mention feeling lonely. Perfect manipulation. Acts sad about missing grandpa. Instant guilt trip. Gets me anything I want. When I confronted Maya, she lit up like Christmas morning. I figured out the cheat codes for people, she said, bouncing excitedly. Everyone has buttons you can push to make them do stuff. Want to see my success rate? It's 97%. She flipped through pages of documented manipulation, like she was showing off test scores. Maya, you're hurting people. You're using their pain against them. She looked at me like I'd spoken a foreign language, but I'm making them happy. I give them what they need to hear, they feel better, and I get what I want. It's like everyone wins. My wife walked in, took one look at my face, and knew something was catastrophically wrong. When I showed her the notebook, she actually staggered backward. This is what serial killers keep, she whispered, her voice shaking. This is how psychopaths think. We called Dr. Patterson that same hour. After 3 sessions with Maya, she delivered news that made my world collapse. Your daughter doesn't just understand psychology, she's weaponized it. She's treating human beings like chess pieces. The terrifying part? She genuinely believes she's being helpful because she can't grasp that manipulation destroys the very foundation of human connection. So, what are we dealing with here? A child who sees relationships as systems to exploit rather than bonds to nurture. She's not evil, but without intervention, she'll become someone who destroys every relationship she touches while convinced she's helping. We threw everything at this problem. Therapy, counseling, difficult conversations with everyone Maya had manipulated. We enrolled her in peer mediation where she could use her abilities ethically. The turning point came when Maya's best friend Sarah found the notebook. You made me think my parents hated me so I'd sleep over more, Sarah said, slamming the door. Maya came home sobbing, finally understanding what her strategies actually cost. At 16, Maya found that old notebook while packing for college. She brought it to me, tears streaming down her face. Dad, I was a monster, she whispered. I treated everyone like they were NPCs in my personal video game. I made Grandma relive her worst trauma just to get toys. I exploited Miss Foster's loneliness. How did you not hate me? Because I knew the real you was still in there somewhere. She's 24 now, running a nonprofit that helps abuse survivors recognize manipulation tactics. She still reads people like an open book, but now she uses that gift to protect the vulnerable instead of exploiting them. Last month, she helped convict a domestic abuser by teaching his victim to recognize the psychological control patterns.